Hey, everybody. Got another 3 Geeks conversation. I have Angel with me, as well as voice actor extraordinaire, Kenny James. How are you doing?
I don't know. He's okay.
Yeah. He doesn't feel
All
the
right.
cold. Yeah. But
No,
how's it going?
all
How's
is
life?
well. All is
Yeah.
well. It's been really slow. The last couple of months, I haven't really been doing much of anything. So, looking forward to the convention thing starting back up again. So I can get out of the house.
Yeah. You do a lot of conventions. I wasn't going to jump right into that, but like we're talking about it. But I've seen a lot of your posts and a lot of the cosplay stuff you review and kind of talk about with Bowser. Do you get a lot of cool cosplays that come up to your booth when you're at conventions? A
You know,
lot of Bowsers?
you don't see a lot of Bowser.
No.
And it's kind of a tie between the really bad things where it looks like a pajama onesie, the cheap stuff, and
Yeah.
people that spend an enormous amount of time and effort to hand make their Bowser-ness. Had one guy that's got like the eyes are like dragon eyes. They're so weird. They're not like, just dots, the
Oh,
cartoony
sure.
dots, you look at them and they look like eyeballs and they're, like cat's eyes, only red. And it was like, I was all like, I can't look at you, man. And I've seen that guy a couple of times. So yeah, he's scary. And I'm like, it's hot in there, isn't it? And he's all like, yeah. This thing is just a giant padded thing, man. I go, do you have a fan inside your helmet, your hat? I don't know.
So what got you into acting? Yeah. So what got you into voice acting, acting in general? What kind of drew you in?
I had an experience where I got to go see Fiddler on the Roof at the Paramount Theater in Seattle with Topol in the lead. And I mean, he was in the movie and, all that jazz. And I was all like, dude, I could do that. I'm all like, I could do that. And so some years later, I started thinking about it more. And then I saw Fiddler on the Roof again, but at a community theater that wasn't very far from where I was living. And I thought, I could definitely do that. It's a little lower scale, I don't have to tour. So I talked myself into auditioning for Man of La Mancha, and I wound up with a good middle of the road part, on my first show. So about the same time, chronologically, I was considering voice acting. Well, I had already taken a class, I think. I don't know. This is like 20 some years ago. But I had done a class at the University of Washington experimental campus, they called it, because it was for, off the beaten path kind of subject matter. And there was a commercial voice acting class, and I went and took that, and I did really well. And the guy who was teaching that course, his name was Nigel Lloyd Neal. He was a commercial actor, and he produced a demo for me. So I had a demo in hand, and I was just working my regular job. And I used to be a service tech at Suburban Propane, and lady overheard me talking to my service manager about doing some stuff for some guy in Canada. I was doing like lines for answering machines or stuff, whatever he was using them for. It was Scooby and Shaggy or, New York Guy or, I know it was weird, right? It was like, hey, Scoob, answer the phone, man. And it's like, just goofy stuff, and I was all like, hey, he's paying me like $8 a line. I'm a professional voice actor now,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And this customer lady, she goes, oh, you do voice work? And I said, I'm trying. And it turned out she was a part-time producer over at Bad Animals in Seattle, which is the studio that Nintendo was using at that time. And so she was like, second thing she said was, "Do you have a demo?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." So she sent it over to the studio, and they started sending me auditions, and I auditioned for, I don't know, probably 5 different small characters in Sly Cooper 3, and I didn't get anything. And I thought, well, I definitely need more time. And I didn't start acting until I was about 40. And so I just kept at it, doing whatever I could get. And there was a guy in the UK that I don't even know how he found me. He did an audio Doctor Who series, and very tongue-in-cheek,
That's
most
cool.
of it. Like I played Paddy the pissed off dwarf. I sounded like a big dumb, like really pissed off leprechaun. And and then he wound up tossing my name over to a guy in Australia that did an audio Doctor Who series, and I played a part on one of his things and stuff. But so I was all like, all right, I'm not getting paid for this, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm recording in the dining room, and I finally, when they recast Bowser, it was just an audition request like any other. And so I went, oh, wait, okay, I can do that. Because at the time it was Scott Burns, and Scott was kind of, if you know Super Mario Sunshine, he was very humanoid sounding, and, talking, Mario, how dare you disrupt my family vacation? Well, they sent me, and I know I'm going on and on. I do this.
I love it.
See
No,
me
please.
No, I love it.
At conventions, I take up half of the panel time because I won't shut up. Sammy's sitting next to me, and she's all like, and I go, I know. I go, I'll try to keep this short because I know the questions where it's going to go long.
Yeah.
But anyway, during the audition that they sent me, they sent me the lines from Sunshine, and they sent me Scott's raw tracks. So it wasn't, it was all like, okay, well, here's the stuff that he recorded, outtakes and all. Here we go. So I assumed, because they didn't specify, that they wanted a voice match. So I did my best Scott Burns. And it was 2 or 3 weeks later, I got an email that said, "You got the job." And I was like, huh? So, 20 years later, a little over 20 years now, still Bowsering. I'll do it as long as they let me. I'm 62, and now people are all like, "Well, you're starting to get up there." And I'm all like, "Yeah, but I can still go."
Yeah, can I speak? Yeah.
So yeah, can I talk now? No, I remember one of my directors / producers on one of my might have been the very first session I did for Nintendo. Nate Beeldorf. He's actually, I think he did the sounds for Shy Guy even, but I said to him, I go, "You guys know I can talk, right?" And he goes, "Oh, you're not going to be talking." And I was all like, man. So I think I've said 5 or 6 words in English or something, maybe a couple of more than that, but certainly not much. And people are always asking me, it's like, sing the Peaches song. And I'm like, no.
My daughter listens to that a lot.
They're like, why not? And I'm all like, I haven't even seen that movie, dude. Not, why would I?
Yeah.
So I'm more interested in the second one because Galaxy is still one of my favorite titles.
Yeah.
So, and this is kind of Galaxy based. So
I'm surprised they jumped right to Galaxy. I'm just
I
my thought.
I probably still won't watch it, but
That makes
out of
sense.
just utter defiance, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
So
see. Did
how
I answer the question?
Yeah, and more so. I'm thankful that you
Yeah.
answered the way you did. That was awesome.
Yeah, that
So I
only
do
took
have a
10
question.
minutes. Okay.
I do have a question. With all the Bowser sound effects, which one was the hardest, do you think, to master, or were
You know,
the most emotional for you?
probably, well, the director for Odyssey tried to get more emotion out of Bowser than I think anybody else did. And I was all like, okay, really? You want me to sound sort of sad and dejected? Okay, you know, or whatever, you know. But I think the most difficult things as just straight old Bowser is falling, because a lot of times those are long. The script will specify what's happening, and they'll have like a sort of written out kind of noise thing,
Yeah.
and then the director will be like, "Oh, you know, like this," you know, and "Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about." And he goes, and then off the next column over, will say how long they want it to be, you know. And when you look at something and go, "Oh, they want a 7-second fall," you know, you're like, "Oh, that's going to be harsh, man," you
Yeah.
know. And I always try to vibrato that kind of stuff, you know. So it's just not straight. It's more of a, you know. Or then they say do that again but wetter.
Oh, what's some
do that
notes? Oh,
do that again but drier. You know,
yeah,
it's like being in theater. You know, it's like do that again but better.
yeah. I did.
Either that or faster or slower. But I think overall the most difficult thing I did was Meowser.
Mm.
That was harsh. I turned the page. We weren't using iPads and stuff yet for the scripts. I've had iPads for scripts. I've had just a computer monitor where I had no control of it. The director was scrolling. But we still had paper script, and I have one of those scripts somewhere. They don't like me to keep them, but I kept
It's
one
probably
of them
worth
for
money if you
years.
sign it. I bet it's worth some cash. I bet.
Yeah, I'd probably get sued.
Yeah, true. Check it.
But I turned the page on the script, and up at the top in quotation marks, it said Meowser. And I went, Meowser, that's hilarious. And I said, what does that mean? You know, and so they went, oh, well, it's a power up. There's going to be Cat Mario and Cat Peach and Cat Bowser. And I went, immediately, I went, what do you want him to sound like? Dude looks me straight in the eye through the glass, pushes the talkback button and goes, we don't know. And I was all like, great. I was all like, perfect. And I was like, all right, let's do some of that voice actor shit. So, I thought, and I did too. I told them, I said, let me think about it for just a second. And they're like, take your time. You know, I was like, I can't go, meow. That's not going to work. You know, that's too small. So I thought, what about a bigger cat? You know, not tiger, lion, something like that, but like a bobcat, something that's a big cat, but still goes more like a wow, wow. And then I thought, okay, let me try that, but I have to Bowserize it. So I started doing a wow, wow. You know, I do that for like 2 hours. It hurt.
I bet. How much Animal Planet or like cat documentaries did you watch to like really nail the cat sounds?
No, I mean I had to do it on the spot, you know.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean I'm standing in the studio and they're like, "Ready, go."
Figure it out. Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, this is 82 and go." You know, and you're like, "Okay." So yeah, I could taste blood the end of that session.
Oh man,
Oh.
was that hard in your throat? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, yeah. It shredded my throat. Not my vocal cords, but it shredded my throat. My vocal cords suffered somewhat. And if you do enough research on the interwebs, you know, it's oh, Kenny James lost his voice doing Meowser's voice, and I was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I think it was about 3 days after that session. 3 days later, I was on stage singing in Evita.
Oh,
so,
No way. That's crazy.
so you know, I was all like, yeah, no, I didn't lose my voice. I just had to let it rest, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was a little anxious about it. I was all like, dude, I tore my throat up, you know, and they're like, you got this. I was all like, yeah, okay. I got up there and I did the performances for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then I think I had a follow-up session, and I went in, and it was in the Red Room at Red Room at
Hopefully, I get murdered.
Bad Animals. Yeah, and I went in there, and I was like, immediately, I was like, what about the Meowser stuff? Because everything has to be approved overseas, you know, Nintendo Japan. And they go, well, we're translating an email right now from Japan. It probably has something to do with it. You know, I was like, okay. Like 10 minutes of sitting there going, and somebody comes in and they go, all right, no, they're good with all the stuff from the last session. So moving on.
Sure.
And so
Thank goodness.
yeah, I had maybe an hour's worth of stuff left to do, and finished that up and went, bye, see ya, back on the ferry, and off I go. That was when I used to live over in Kitsap County, Washington, across the sound from Seattle. So I used to just take a ferry over. If the weather was decent enough, I would just walk up to the studio. It was up on 4th. And so I just walked back to the ferry, you know, and if I'd look at the time and go, oh, okay, I've got some time. So I'll into Ivar's and get a bowl of chowder and some fries, fight off the seagulls. Get away from my food. I miss the Northwest. It's yeah.
Oh, I bet. I've only been there once. I went whale watching probably around the same spot your ferry was at, probably, give or take.
Yeah, I lived in Washington State for 38 years, and so coming back to Texas was kind of a shock.
Yeah,
you know, it was especially I had never lived in North Texas. I grew up in deep East Texas, Southeast Texas, and went into the Navy immediately out of high school. I was gone.
Oh, okay.
I was like, see ya. So.
Bon voyage.
Yeah. I was like, there's nothing for me here. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I actually joined the Navy on delayed entry program 7 months before graduation. So
you were ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had 12 days after graduation, I was on my first airplane ride to San Diego to go to boot camp. So.
Oh, okay. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you
The
brought
way
up,
to start the real world.
Yeah. You brought up
What?
Bowser. Yes. Sorry.
I said that's the way to start the real world. Going straight off to boot camp.
Oh man. I know I was still 70. I turned 18 in boot camp.
Oh.
So yeah, it was, and I had this really heavy Southeast Texas drawl, and people were making fun of me and stuff. They're like, where are you from, boy? You know, and I was all like, shut up. And then I wound up being in charge of the company whenever the company commander wasn't around. So I was all like, nah, we'll see what's what.
Is that where you developed Bowser's voice?
No. No, but you know, it's funny though when I think about it. That long ago, I don't know if I had ever thought about acting, but
Sure.
But I really didn't know what I wanted to do at that time.
Sure.
It was just well, first I'm going to be on submarines, and then after that we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Which sense. Yeah, and you mentioned Bowser, and this is a kind of a question as I was going through your history of kind of voicing Bowser. You've done a lot of like dry, dark, dreamy paper. Is there a nuanced voice for each of those Bowsers? Because forgive me, I've not played all of the games, but like, does it get nuanced for all of that stuff?
To an extent, yeah. And some of it goes right back to the joke that I made about do it again but drier.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
With Dry Bowser, that's pretty much exactly what they said. They said, do what you usually do, but drier. And I went, huh? So I just opened up,
Sure.
instead of going, "Brrr," which is kind of closed up, I just did it more open. So you get a lot more air rushing. So you get more of a, it just changes the sound a little bit. And then there was Meowser. But mostly it's just good old regular dummy. This one's wearing my wife's sunglasses.
I love it.
The wifester. Yeah.
I think this one's from this one's from Super Nintendo World. My one of my parents' agents gave me this one without the sunglasses.
Without the glasses.
Does Nintendo send you like merch of your character at all? No.
Nah.
Okay. It's a bummer.
No, all of this mess behind me is
self-inflicted.
It's a combination of self-inflicted and stuff from fans,
Sure.
So
sure.
I get this kind of thing. I get this stuff all the time.
Oh, sure. That's awesome.
The convention life.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great star. I was like, what is that thing made of? He's like, it's resin. It came out of a resin printer. I have a regular plastic 3D printer.
Sure.
But I've got one of my prizes now. Here, must have been a couple of years ago. Mario Kart 8 Happy Meal toys.
Yeah, I remember those very much. Yeah.
And I was all like, I don't go to McDonald's much, if ever, anymore. I ate too much of it when I was working for the propane company.
Sure.
But I wanted the entire collection. I think there's 10, but these are still in the boxes. And I ordered them. I got these off of eBay. They came from China. The writing is all Chinese.
Oh, how about that? Yeah.
Whoa.
But it's all of them. They all came in one box as a set. And I was all like, not even opened.
That's awesome.
I had to print a shelf to put them on. I was all like, ooh, cool. And this is the best amiibo. Dark Bowser from Skylanders.
Oh, I was going to ask you about Skylanders. Did you play your character? I saw you voiced it. Yeah.
This was cool. I found this on eBay too.
Did you ever play your character in Skylanders, or I guess any of your characters?
No, I've never played Skylanders. Yeah. I still have. I've got some leftover Hot Wheels, and I used to take those. I would take like one of the ones where he's in the pink car, Bad Wagon, that one. And I used to bring one and stick it in my backpack, because invariably you're going to get some kid that comes up to the table with their parents, and their parents are all like, "Oh, he just wanted to say hi. We can't really, we can't do the autograph thing and stuff." And I was all like, "Well, don't cost nothing. Say hi, hi." And the kid's like looking at the prints on the table and stuff, And I'm like, all right, tell you what, hold on a second. And I get one of those things out and I sign the card and be all like, "Here, don't tell anybody I gave you this."
Oh, that's cute.
For
I
free.
loved it.
Yeah.
And don't bite the tires off. You'll choke to death. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I've just got way too much stuff. I don't need, look at this. I mean, I'm running out of space. People, this is 3D printed.
Yeah.
It's like,
A Bowser hammer.
Yeah, Thor's hammer of Bowser. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need more shelves, but this room is actually so small that I don't have any room for that. I'm at my desk. These shelves, this whole corner of the room back here is taken up by a vocal booth.
Yeah.
So, and our printer is in here. My golf clubs are in here. I don't have room for anything else.
It's time to move into the garage, my friend.
Yeah.
Bigger man cave.
Well, we're one of the few people in Texas that actually uses the garage for cars.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Everybody parks in their driveways,
Yeah.
or on the street, or both. And if you're driving around in spring and summer and stuff, and people are doing junk and they've got their garage doors open, it's just full of crap.
Yeah.
And their cars are sitting waiting for hail damage, outside.
Yep.
We've got both cars backed into the garage, man. It's like that's what they built that part of the house for.
Yeah, it's a carport. Yeah.
It's not called a storage unit. It's called a garage for a reason. Garage. Yes, I've got my cars in the garage. Anyway, enough about me. Oh wait, no, this is about me.
That's all.
This is about you.
This is it. We're doing it.
The casual
Today in Kenny's
conversation. You know what I was watching? See, you can edit any of this that you want.
No, we're leaving it in now. This is more fun.
Before you so rudely interrupted me, I was watching on YouTube. I was watching Katie Sackhoff's channel. She was Starbuck in Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And a couple days ago, she and her husband released this video. She's never watched Battlestar Galactica, and she was in it the whole time.
Yeah.
And so fun to watch her react. She was like, oh my God, I was a baby, because it was 25 years ago when they did the miniseries.
Yeah.
And she was 22 years old.
Oh,
she's looking at herself going, oh my God, and watching yourself act, it's all like, ooh, I think everybody does that. Be all like, oh, I did that good, but ooh, that was terrible. I don't like watching I don't like listening to my own voice.
I'm sorry.
Most people don't.
That's what makes editing this thing so hard is I don't like listening to myself talk. So it's just like, oh boy, all right, here's my part. I gotta cut it out of it.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, and I've seen I did in community theater, I probably did over a period of about 12 years, I probably did close to 30 shows, which is a lot of memorization. And that's the part I hate the most. But some of them had pirated, videos, where the show was taped. And I watch myself and I'm all like, ugh. I'm like, I could have done that. I could have done that so much better. Now that, you look back at it, but at the time it seemed okay. The director was happy enough with it, but it's weird. It's a very weird thing. Yeah. So what's next? I keep going off on these tangents. So
it's all good. That's what we're here for, Kenny.
Well, I haven't talked to anybody except my wife for a long time.
Well, I'm glad we were of service. This is good.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, she's at work. And we're just waiting for Super Bowl. Go Hawks!
Oh, yeah, agree. I know the Patriots. Maybe pivoting a little bit from Bowser. I mean, you're one of my favorite animes of all time. Now, honestly, I've not finished Attack on Titan, but I love Attack on Titan.
Oh, yeah. That's such a bizarre show.
100%. Yeah. What was do you have a fond memory of doing voice work on that show?
Well, I only did 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Mike brought me in for, he just needed a utility guy, so he brought me in the first time, and I did a couple of additional voices. People didn't even have names.
Mm.
And I thought, well, at least, I made it, because that was one of my goals. One of the reasons I moved. Well, Titan wasn't one of the reasons I moved. It was so that I wanted to do anime.
Yeah.
When we first got here, it was still Funimation.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Mike brings me in, and I did that one episode, and then I don't remember how much later it was. I know it was episode 80 that he brought me in for Fritz. So, this guy.
Yeah, Fritz is awesome.
Oh, yes.
I think I was trying out a new marker. That's why this is signed.
Oh, sure.
I was all like, I got to see what it looks like on a print,
Mm-hmm.
not just sign like a piece of paper. Silver is really like silver Sharpies. Sharpie, if you're listening, improve your silver Sharpies. Thank you.
We'll send it to him. It'll be great.
Sometimes they don't work right out of the box. So, but anyway, yeah, man, he brought me in for Fritz, and I thought, oh, this is going to be another small part. I go, but at least he has a name.
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be that episode, the origin of the founding Titan. And I was just like, what?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
For the longest time, every time I saw Mike in the hallway or something over there, I'd be all like, thank you. Still thanking you for letting me do that, people will come up to the table, they're all Bowser, Bowser, Bowser. And then I've got this little stack of some of my anime characters. And I usually keep either Fritz or Dr. Miyagi on top. And they'll go, what? And I'm all like, yeah, I do a bunch of anime, and they're like, yeah, but you were that guy, and I was like, yeah. I didn't even know that, and then they're like, okay, so I want this Bowser print, and I'm all like, I signed very, very few anime prints, but Dr. Miyagi, I got to do a bunch of episodes of him in One Piece. He's a goat and a doctor.
That's awesome.
I mean,
that was also Mike McFarlane that cast me for that. Same director that was directing Titan. And then there's been a handful of directors for One Piece since then. I think they're finally going to wrap it up in a year or two.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I mean, you said you want to get
so they say,
like the quintessential animes, right? One Piece and Attack on Titan are like the example animes people would give for like doing anime. Yeah.
Did a couple of episodes of Spy Family, and that perks people up. And I go, yeah, but I didn't have a name. I go,
I wasn't asking you about it, but you were just additional voices.
Yeah, well, it was that Fakakata freaking tennis match.
Sure.
There's this over-the-top announcer in the background, like tennis has announcers like that, where you're yelling over a PA or something, That was me.
That's awesome.
And it was, I started it a little bit too high, and so I had to keep going like that, and I thought I was going to die. Because I started it way up here, and I just had to stay that way. That probably blew something up. Yeah. Blow another power supply on my Apollo twin.
Oh shoot.
I had just the tiniest little power fluctuation one day, and it may not have been because of that, because nothing else went sideways, and it's on a stupid surge protector. But and then one day I come in here to
break or anything. Yeah.
I come in here to record an audition or something, and I'm like, my twin is dead, and I'm all like, no. And I'm like, click, click, and nothing.
Man.
So, being an ex sonar tech, I've got my meter out and immediately checked the wall wart, the power supply, and I was all like, "Oh, that's supposed to be 12 volts. It's like 0.03 volts."
Oh, you
I was
nuked
like,
it.
"All
Okay.
right."
Yeah.
Yeah, so ordered another power supply for it, and it's all good now. That thing's great, and this is old. This is like a first gen Apollo twins. So
That's awesome. I
this
did want to
freaking
ask you.
medallion keeps falling down. It's on a little stand, and it keeps falling down. This thing's heavy. This
Your
was
voice
from
is too strong.
this is from a reunion of the submarine I was on. I had
That's
these medallions made. It's like really cool, but
That's
it's
really
like
Oh.
freaking heavy.
Yeah, that's heavy. Yeah, that's
All
heavy.
right, I gotta move that. It goes on a little stand, but it keeps falling over. Quit falling over, stupid. Anyway,
So I was scrolling through your IMDb and
oh,
Titanic
which
2.
is not
Were you really?
complete.
Yeah. I mean, One Piece isn't even on here, but Titanic. Were you really on Titanic 2, that sequel Titanic movie?
No,
I was like, this doesn't match up with other stuff you've done, so I wanted to ask. But like
anything that's live action. There's only one thing on there live action that I actually participated in is a short film, The Dying Joke or something like that. And I didn't even make the cut. I was just the guy. I was one of the guys sitting at this dive comedy bar, and I didn't even make it in one of the passing camera shots. But they still gave me credit for it because I spent, most of the day, shooting this 7-minute stupid thing, listening to the same thing over and over and over. But yeah, at least they gave me credit for it.
Yeah. You still spent your time there. Yeah.
But all of the movies that are on there,
Nothing.
never heard of them.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I know. And I have IMDb Pro, and I've gone in there and gone, dispute this, dispute this, dispute this.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Just leave it up.
Yeah. They don't do anything about it. They go that you get an email that says, "Thank you for making this report," or whatever. And I'm all like, "But I am that guy, and I know damn well I wasn't in that."
Yeah, I don't have dementia. Help me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's stupid. I wish all of my anime credits were on there. That'd be great, but they're not.
Well, can you do that? Not to be like obnoxious, but can you add them personally? I would assume you can tag it. Or
Well, yeah. I mean, IMDb basically is like Wikipedia.
Oh,
that's why somebody added those movie things, and I was all like, I've never even heard of that movie. And then once somebody adds it, though, it doesn't seem like they want to pull it down. So I just left it. I'm all like, oh yeah, I was in that
whatever.
movie.
Yeah,
give me the credit. No.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah.
Nope, wasn't me.
Do you play all your Bowser games? Do you play all the Mario games you're in? I guess is probably the right question to ask.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, that'd be hard. That's a lot.
I've been threatening to break out Galaxy again, but because I haven't played Galaxy since it came out.
Oh, sure.
And it's still one of my favorites. I liked it a lot, but Galaxy 2, I know I played it, but I don't know if I even finished it. And I never finished Odyssey either.
Fair enough.
I think I was on the next to the last world, and I sort of just dropped it. I'm more of a PS5 guy.
Same, brother. But do you let Bowser win just because like out of solidarity?
I like if I'm racing or something, I try my best. I look up, like, you guys can see what I'm looking at. It's so weird.
He's got his awards.
Yeah.
I've got the 2 foot by 3 foot Mario Kart 8 poster that's signed by Charles and me and Samantha, and it's in a frame and it's hanging out there. It's pretty cool. But I do my best. if I'm going to race or something like that, but I am going to play as Bowser. I'm not going
Sure.
to play as Toad or something goofy like that. Yoshi, Yoshi's my second favorite character, but
Yoshi
I
is
don't play
dope.
as Yoshi.
Yeah. Is that the furnace?
Dang it. No. They told me, they were like, "Oh, we're going to try to we're trying to get a hold of the on-call tech, and he's not answering." And I'm all like, "Yeah, it's Super Bowl Sunday. He's
So
probably
yeah,
not gonna answer."
super on call. He's like, they'll live. It's fine.
When I'd be on call at Suburban Propane, man. If you didn't call back the call center, you got in a world
In
of
some
shit.
trouble. Yeah.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
anyway,
did I hear you right? You have your own recording studio in your house? Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
yeah, it's it's no palatial studio, but I've got my
It's still pretty cool.
studio monitors here, and like I said, I use a Rode NTG1 for recording this kind of stuff.
Dope.
And I use a regular condenser in the booth. I think my cat is in the way, but not a real cat. But I have I have a whisper room over there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Now, do your voice recordings? Yeah, that's awesome. Is that where you did a lot of your voice recordings for Mario then?
No.
As Bowser? No.
It was when it was still in Seattle. I would go to Seattle.
Got it.
When I recorded, what did they call it? It's My Story, right? Mario Kart World.
Got it. Yeah.
They sent me to Burbank for that.
Oh, fun.
So,
okay. Be nice.
I know. It was all like, "We need you in Burbank for 5 days," and I was all like, "What?" And I go, "I've got a convention in Puyallup, Washington. I need to be there Thursday night." So I go, "Well, I'll do it in 4." And they're like, "Oh, we know you can do it in 4." And I still finished early. So
dope negotiation. You still over?
Yeah, and I mean, on Thursday, I rolled into the studio with all of my luggage and everything. Here we go, and finished recording. And they're like, "Okay, it's a wrap." And I was like, "Sweet, see ya." Rolled out the door, got in an Uber, and went to the airport and flew up to Seattle. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was Easter weekend. I remember that well because the catering in the green room was so good. On Easter Sunday, we had ham and prime rib and these potatoes that were the size of a small dog.
Okay.
They were huge. And
That's
the
awesome.
best compound butter I had ever eaten. It was so good. Anyway.
Making me hungry over here.
And nobody even asked me about the cat. See, look, she's even got a name tag.
What's her name?
Cute.
Tortuga.
Oh, that's a good ship name. That's
yeah,
good.
I was in a musical called Peter and the Starcatcher. It's kind of a prequel to Peter Pan. And I played this ship captain, kind of a piratey kind of guy, but this was the ship's cat. Only, it was one of those cats that's on a stiff leash. And so they had a guy that would move her around and stuff. And then somebody throws the cat at me and causes me to fall overboard and drown. But
is that the cat that killed you?
I told the director, I said, "I'm keeping the cat."
I love it.
And I gave the cat the name Tortuga. And I think in the show, the reference was he, but I made it female and I named her Tortuga. And I was, like I said, she got a hold of some of the stardust, and in one scene, there's a guy making her fly around in front of me and stuff. She was flying around.
That's
Bizarre.
awesome.
It was a really fun show. I got to the opening of the second act or the second half of the show. There was a bunch of us in these really bizarre mermaid costumes, and I was prancing around like a ballerina and stuff. It was hilarious.
Did you keep the costume?
That was
You still have it?
That was a really fun show. No.
He took the cat instead.
Yeah, I have the pirate boots
That's fun.
because I bought those. I need to send them to the theater because I'll probably never use them again.
Sure.
I just remember it took forever to get the gasoline smell off of them because they came from China.
Oh, sure.
They literally smelled like gasoline because they'll cure leather and stuff that using gasoline and junk.
Oh,
Okay.
Got it.
Oh, they stunk. They stunk so bad. I put them outside in the sun and just let them cook, and
Yeah. Off gas. Yeah.
Finally, the stink went away. Yeah, I had to get them off gassed. Tortuga, you're a good kitty. Anyway,
so did you have a con schedule that folks?
Is my life.
No, I love it. Do you have a con schedule you want to talk about?
Right now, I only have 4 shows that are definite. I think they're working on a couple of more. Who talks like that?
Someone that has a lot of cons. It's all good.
I'm better.
It's a cold house.
Educated than that.
It's okay. It's the gasoline.
Yeah, those boots must be around here
somewhere.
Next month, March 14, 15, I'll be in San Diego for Rocket Con.
Dope.
And then the weekend after, it might be 2 weeks after that, March 27th and 29th, Louisville Arcade Expo. I don't think it's actually in Louisville. They just call it Louisville Arcade Expo, but I think it's in a suburb around Louisville somewhere.
Sure.
And that'll be May 2nd and 3rd in Tupelo, Mississippi for Tupelo Con. I'll go over there and do my Elvis. And then all the way, boy, there's a big gap. I hope it fills in some because
it will. It for sure will.
I need to make some money. I did 13 shows last year. I was like, yay. Except that 7 of them were in a row, 7 weekends in a row. I thought I was going to die.
That's brutal. Yeah.
I ended up the year with you at Galaxy.
I hate flying anymore. I used to love flying. I hate it now. Anyway, November 7th, Detroit Retro Gaming Show. Be the first time I've ever gone to Detroit. And then they're working on a couple other things. I just don't remember what they were. And I haven't got a contract yet, so I don't usually worry about it.
That's
until
fair.
I do.
I wouldn't worry about it.
It's kind of like doing auditions. It's all like you send it in and don't think about it anymore because you'll go crazy.
Yeah.
Especially on something you really want.
Yeah.
You do your best audition. You go, oh, yeah, work on it. And I hate self-directing. So I'll get my wife to listen to something. And she'll be all like, oh, that sounds good. I go, you always say that, though. And
that's their job.
Is it primarily self-tapes? Sorry to interrupt you, but is it self-tapes for the auditions for voice acting?
Yeah, especially with anime and stuff. Yeah, that's
sure.
I just get an email, it's a cattle call. I don't think I've ever done anything audition wise where they just wanted me to audition and with a couple other people or something. It's cattle call. The specifications usually are like, we want people to be local though. They like you to be in the studio. They don't like to do a lot of remote recording.
Do you have any fun
What's that?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I was going to ask if you have any fun projects you're working on right now.
No, I'm not doing anything.
Just the convention life.
I've been sitting on my arses for since December 5th. You know, it's
You were
like
at Galaxy
people are
Con
like,
for
wow,
that.
you get so much time off. And I'm all like, yeah. Meanwhile, my savings is going,
Yeah.
I'm not making any money. You don't get residuals on video games. So
Oh, I never knew that.
I wish I did, because I'm global, you know.
Yeah, you're a brand name, man.
Another
Mhm.
question. Well, yeah, another question I get a lot at panels and stuff. People would be like, "Have you ever met the Japanese Bowser?" And I go, "There,
Yeah,
you're
did you?
looking at him."
That's me.
You know, I'm Japanese Bowser, German Bowser, Swedish Bowser. I'm all the Bowsers.
I am Bowser.
I am Bowser.
Yeah.
Bowser Prime.
Except for the movies. Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
wanted
dude.
the voice
Have you ever
actors
met
to be the
Jack
ones who.
Black?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. Yeah,
Well, sir. Yeah.
that's just as goofy as people walking up to my table and going, "You remember me?"
Oh boy.
You know, I'm like,
Yes, I do.
I don't blow sunshine up the ass though. Okay.
Yeah.
You
I'll
mean
go,
you don't
I'll look at
remember
them
us
and
from December?
That's right.
yeah, they're like, "Do you remember me?" And I'm like, "No." Well, I saw you at such and such, blah blah blah, and I was like,
You and 800 other people. Yeah.
yeah, I'm all like, I don't know myself anymore. You know, it's like I don't recognize me. I'm
Yeah.
getting old and stuff, so unrecognizable. I look at myself and go, "Wow, is that really me? I used to be
Oh.
pretty. I ain't so pretty no more."
Oh.
Oh, you should see.
He's still
Look it
got
up on
fabulous
like.
hair.
I think. I think I did post the picture. It was from 1998. I think it's on my Instagram. Me and Tommy Chong,
Oh, fun.
1998. Look at that picture.
I'll find it and I'll add it here. That's awesome.
It was insane. And the last, I think it was the last show that I was at, December. It might have been that show. Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong were at that show. And I looked over and I went, all right, Tommy doesn't have a huge line. I said, I'll be back. And I went scurrying over there. And I was all like, some line guy was all like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I go, no, I need to talk to him for a second. And he goes, oh, okay. Because, I've got my Bowser shirt on and, wearing a, all access thing and all that stuff. But anyway, so I just charged right up. And right before somebody walked up to his table, I went, can you hold on just a second? She's all like, yeah. And I went, dude, I had to show you this real quick. And I showed him that picture. And he's all like, well, that's me. And I went, and then he goes, I'm not kidding. He goes, wait, is that you? And I went, yeah, that was when I was man pretty.
That's awesome.
And I go, haven't we changed a bit?
Yeah, that's awesome.
But, yeah, it was bizarre. My band was playing in Bremerton, Washington, downtown, at this little hole in the wall. And Tommy was doing 2 shows up the street at the Admiral Theater. Mm-hmm. In between shows, he and his wife go walking down the street. Pretty much everything is closed. And my bass player's standing outside smoking a cigarette. And Tommy Chong and his wife come walking up, and Dan's trying to get people in the door. He's like, hey, you guys should come in. 3 bands, no cover. Come on. Tommy goes, he looks through the door and he goes, I don't know, man. Looks like a pretty rough crowd. And Dan goes, holy shit, you're Tommy Chong. So they came in. He was really cool about, people taking pictures and stuff. And that's where that picture came from. My awesome. Second wife took that picture. And they ordered some nachos and they sat down and everybody left him alone. They ate their nachos and he went back up the street to do his second show.
That's awesome.
That was probably my first celebrity encounter. I've had many since then.
I bet. I believe that very much. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. If we had 4 or 5 hours, I could just tell you all of my name dropping stories. But
We'll get you back on the
After
calendar
that.
when you have a furnace, and it'll be great.
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
yeah, right
sir,
now, I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's probably 69 degrees in here. It's not so bad.
yeah,
My wife she thinks it's really cold. And I'm all like, no, this is fine.
yeah.
It's
Well, it's
cool.
normal for us Ohioans, but I would imagine it is
Mhm.
cold for Texas.
Oh yeah. Where was I last year? I was in Columbus last year, right? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yep.
It was in
We
Columbus.
stopped. I
I've been
stopped by
to,
and said hi.
I've been to oh yeah, I recognize you. No.
What a good full circle.
The,
I knew you'd recognize her. Yeah.
The I've been to Cincinnati and I've been to Columbus, and I was so beat up by the time I got to Columbus last year because, like I said, I did 7 weekends in a row and I didn't know where I was.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh wait, hey! And somebody was at my table. I go, did you guys know I was on the Ohio? That's where I did. That was the submarine that I was on, was USS Ohio.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Well,
and
sir.
people are all like, oh, I didn't know you did that. Thank you for your service. I used to not know how to react to that. People would thank you for your service, and I'd be all like, thank you.
Yeah.
For
You're welcome. Yeah.
So I came up with a thing now. I just go, I was glad to do it. It was a drag.
Yeah.
But when you look back at it, though, it was all like, that's really cool, man. I did 8 patrols on a ballistic missile submarine. It was really pretty cool.
Yeah. That's a very small group of people that can do that. Like, or have done that,
Mhm.
rather. Yeah. Super neat.
Yeah, it just seems like it was so long ago, though. God, I was like 24 years old when I got out of the Navy. I did 6 years. I look back at that now and I'm all like, man, I'm almost 63.
Yeah.
Done every crappy job since.
Now you're Bowser, though. Bowser on a submarine. You should do that.
Yeah, I have a legacy, man. People go on Google and they type in Bowser, my face comes up.
100%.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I got this itch in my back. That's why I keep reaching back like this. It's like this itchy spot. I got the scabies or something. I don't know what it is.
From the submarine, 40 years of scabies.
Unfortunately, I think I might have psoriasis.
Bowser felt it, did
Oh
it?
no, that sucks though. Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah. Well, sir, anything else you want to promote, call out, talk about? Angel, you got any more questions? Anyone want to cover?
No, I would say buy more games, but I don't get any money from it, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. That's true. What is the best way to support you? Is it just like your new project? Buy that, whatever that might be, or conventions?
No, because I don't get voice actors get screwed, man.
Yeah.
Unless you're The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Where you're making $1 million an episode for 30 years.
Yeah.
That would be great.
That would be very great.
Yeah.
Well, sir, it's wonderful having you.
Yeah. Instead, I drive a 2013 Kia Soul.
But you got Soul.
But I like my car. We have 2 of them. They're both 2013s. You open the garage, it's the Well of the Souls.
Would you get in trouble if you did like local car commercials as Bowser in like Mario?
Oh no,
Kart
I can't.
Out of it?
No, I won't.
Okay.
Like even just the I think it was last week. Well, I don't know. It was a few days ago. Got a cameo request, and these 2 guys. First, it was suspicious right away because it was for so and so and so and so from so and so and so and so, the same names, and I was all like, "All right, here we go."
Yeah.
And I read it, and they want me to say specific things.
Got it.
And I was all like, no.
Yeah.
Because they were either going to use it in something, or because they were very specific. It was weird.
Yeah, they're hunting for an audio clip to use in a game.
Yeah. So I was all like, no. I go, sorry guys, I'm going to have to pass on this, and they canceled it right away. So
yeah,
I caught
knew
them.
it was up. Yeah, they knew.
I do a lot of birthday stuff, you know.
Yeah,
People like
yeah.
they're always doing birthday things. Oh, it's my friend's birthday. Can you do this and do that? And be like, yeah. But I don't talk. You know,
You're
I'll
just gonna do the
grumble.
just do the grunts.
Yeah.
I'll say
Gonna
I'll
laugh.
say their name. I'll say their name in Bowserese and translate, but saying specific things, nope. I don't want to step on any Nintendos. I could lose my gig. So
100%.
it may
Yeah,
not pay
protect the
well.
Bowser.
It may not pay too good, but I like it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
You like
I've
your
got
name
a
popping up when
20
Bowser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like a little over 20 years run on this so far. So,
That makes sense.
and everybody else is kind of falling off the wayside. You know, Charles
Yeah.
is gone. I mean, he's still doing conventions worldwide. Sam Kelly, she got recast. So I'm just waiting for the axe to fall.
No.
Never.
You're Bowser.
I think I do. I have kind of a unique sound. I think it's going to be hard to replace, but then Scott sounded like Scott and I replaced him. So, yeah, what are you going to do?
You'll be all right. Bowser's forever. Eternal
You're a
Bowser.
legend in our household, so it's okay.
Yeah, you know, 20 years. I get a kick out of little kids coming up to the table and go, you know, they're like 8 or something.
Yeah.
And they go, I've been playing these games since I was a kid.
You're still a kid.
I'm like, oh, really? That's very interesting.
Oh, shoot.
I've been playing them since 1985, you know.
Yeah.
My first wife got me the original system for Christmas that year that it came out. So,
oh, nice. Yeah.
with the Rob the Robot thing, that, oh, God, I hated that thing. I wish I had it now, though, because I think they're fairly rare.
Sure.
Yeah. I'd be taking it to a convention and selling it to a vendor is what I'd be doing. They'd be all like, hey, look at this. It's autographed. Eh? Yeah.
You know you want it.
Be all like, I tell you what, I'll trade you for a couple of really good condition Guitar Hero guitars. Those are getting expensive now.
Yeah, it's hard to find them.
It's
sweet rock.
You go to a convention and a good guitar, man, it'd be like $100 or something or more.
That's great. Yeah, that's crazy.
And, you know, you used to be able to get them for like $30 or $40 or whatever it was.
That. Yeah, all that.
I thought Guitar Hero was fun. I heard
it was that in Rock Band. I like both of them.
I heard some rumor
concerts.
that they were going to relaunch Guitar
I thought so
Hero,
too.
but
I thought so too.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, 63-year-old dude standing around his living room, click a click a click a click a click a click a click.
It'd be a great time. What are you talking about? All right.
Oh, I love that song. Click 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 click.
Was that South Park? That South Park reference? Yeah, South Park reference. Yeah.
Guitar Hero.
So, yeah.
I was horrible at it, but I played.
2 of my favorite episodes is Guitar Hero and Make Love Not Warcraft.
100. That Warcraft episode is in my mom bathroom. Hell yeah!
Yeah,
I always think about
it's. And you know the reason it looks so good is because Blizzard, you know, jumped in on that. All of that game animation was done by Blizzard. That's actually the world of Warcraft.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's so good.
Okay.
That's awesome.
They were fully on board with it. Of course, why wouldn't you be? You know, be all like, oh, let's get a few more million subscribers. You know,
I would love to see the uptick of returning players as well as net new players after that episode.
Yeah,
it was so good. Gotta kill a bunch of hogs.
Anyway, how long have we been going? Forever?
An hour.
Oh, it's a little over an hour. That's typical.
Yeah, but Kenny, it was wonderful talking with you, my man. I would love to have you back on.
People.
I know we got. Yeah, I'll send you some fire. I'll send you some firewood. Be good.
Yeah, you know, and it's my mistake because I kept there's this firewood place not too far from here, and I was going to order half a cord and stack it in the garage, and I never got around to it. So now I don't have any firewood. Got a couple of
It's like,
we got a couple of Duraflames, but you know, those don't really throw that much heat. You need coals, man.
yeah. Well, garages are for cars, not for a fire.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
Taking
but I
up
have
the
enough
room.
room. I have enough room. I think I have enough room. I could put half a cord in there easy
That's fair. That's fair.
because we don't use it as a storage unit. So.
Well, it's wonderful having you on here, sir. Anything else you want to call
Right
out?
on.
If not, let's get out of here.
No, that's it, man. My year is starting off slow, but I'm
Looks
kind
like
of
that.
slow myself.
Same.
My favorite color is clear. I don't know where
Well,
that
thanks,
came
everybody.
from.
I don't know either, but it was awesome. Well, thank
My
you, everybody,
son,
for
no,
watching.
my son used to do that all the time. My favorite color is clear.
That's awesome.
I'm like, what?
And amazing.
Oh, shoot. Well,
Ooh, beep,
thanks
beep,
everybody
boop.
for listening.
Nope.
Nope, nothing.
Yeah. No, that was a Crunchyroll app notification.
Oh,
Because you know, I'm subscribed. I don't get that for free either. I got to pay for that subscription too.
well, I was talking to Kid Goku, Stephanie, and I was like, "Do you get free Crunchyroll being a Dragon Ball Z character?" She's like, "No, I don't get free." I was like, "Oh,
Nope.
fair enough."
Oh,
Fair
man.
enough.
Nope.
But thank you, everybody, for listening.
Their little cafeteria thing, though, there's all the free Red Bull you can
That's
handle,
true.
you know, and
true.
snacks and stuff. And
Just explode your heart while you're doing voice acting.
I always go
Yes.
in there. It's like, okay, what studio am I in? They're like, oh, you'll be in 2. I go, okay. Go straight to the big fridge. Boop.
That's awesome.
Red Bull while I'm recording.
Well, thanks everybody for
Right.
listening.
Yeah.
This conversation.
All you happy people.
Yes. It's been an amazing chat.
See you, everybody.
I was the only one chatting.
All right. That's